It's another edition of the conversation here in Lagos. And now today we're delving into a music journey that has shaped the lives of many people, especially here in Lagos. Highlife music, which is originally from Ghana, is what we're looking at today, and how it has gained grounds in Nigeria and, of course, Lagos. So, to help us with this topic, which is Lagos and evolution of highlife music, we have Bimbo Esho. She's the MD Evergreen Music, and it's nice to have you here.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
So, Bimbo, this morning we're looking at high life music and its evolution in Lagos. Can you take us through that journey of how, high life got into Lagos or Nigeria?
Well, like you rightly said, it's a genre that traced its roots from Ghana. But when we also talk about high life, it has different, different African countries do actually have different variants of high life music. But the major country that really made high life very popular is Ghana. So in the days of, I think 50s, 60s, there was a man they called Iti Mensah. He is one of the popular high life greats in Ghana. So he came to Lagos then in the 50s and he introduced that genre to some of the high life, or I would say some music practitioners here.
Okay,
so yeah, of course,
music. When you played high life in Lagos at that time,
there wasn't high life in Lagos.
Okay,
of course there were other genres of music then. Okay. Of course, so the likes of Bobby Benson was on the Caban Bamboo. He played what we call maybe tango, English music, So when the likes of Tempo's band came, they went to the Caban Bamboo, they studied the whole environment. Oh yeah. Ikorodu Road, yes. They went there, they studied the whole environment, and then Bobby Benson had a lot of musicians there that it was like a mentor to them. They played under him, the likes of Victor Laya, Victor Waifo, a whole lot of them. They were there playing under Bobby Benson. So when Iti Mensah came, he tutored a lot of them on the brand that we call High Life today. The likes of course, Bobby Benson himself. That's where he played the taxi driver. Oh sure, oh yeah. that became a brand today. He took up the bug, and the likes of also Victor Laya too. They also took up the bug, and even Victor Laya had a song that he did with Iti Mensah. They had a collaboration.
No,
then also, sorry.
What song was that?
You want me to start playing singing music?
Yes, it's a journey.
It's called Mr. George. Mr. George, show me the way. Da, 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 I play my trumpet. A beautiful song, It's part of his collection. So, and in that song, you would hear places like. You will hear them mention names of places in Lagos, so you could feel the real high life tempo and all that, So then the likes of Eddie Okonta, Baba Orlando Julius, though Baba Orlando was playing in Ibadan then, he and Eddie Okonta, they played at Independence Hotel and Paradise Hotel. So, but everybody came down to Lagos and the high life thing just started. Then different, they also had places where most of them also use as based. Like someone like Victor Olaya had the Stadium Hotel, though he started what they call Cool Cats Orchestra. That was in Apapa Road before he now moved there, went to Surulere. They're exploring too. They had places they call, they had places in Lagos, they call, different kind of places.
I like the fact that you've been talking about Lagos, and you said, Bobby Benson and the others, always, sang songs that had to do with Lagos. So we're trying to let people know that high life music came into Lagos, and it carries a lot of identity and, of course, culture. So what other factors would one attribute Highlife music to?
Well, Highlife music, it's, you know, it cuts across, fortunately, a lot of people see it as a kind of elitist music. You know, when we talk about cultural space, a lot of people see that elitist music, but you find out that people that are matured in mind, you know, they are people that also appreciate Highlife. And also what the musicians of the old did with their kind of Highlife was they propagated the spirit of Lagos. That's where you listen to Eko Ile, you know. No, Eko ile ogbon, Eko ile la 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 la, Ọmọ mi, tó má gbàgbé ilé. So many beautiful songs. You know, yeah, messages, you know. Then, you know, Eko Gbagbere, you know, by Chris Agilo. They made Lagos feel, I mean, they made people see the importance of Lagos, and also they use their songs for moral teachings. You know, beyond entertainment, the caution, someone like Adiolu did that. Adiolu Akinsoya, when you start misbehaving as a Lagos woman, he will just caution you. He will say, Sherry, Sherry, la la la, la 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 la. You know, that kind of thing. Then also talked about bleaching. You know, they spoke a lot. You know, that's the thing and the spirit that Highlife music brings, you know. They spoke about bleaching. They spoke about women that had so much excesses. You know, maybe a woman that does not stay in one husband's place. I mean, they don't give it, they don't, you know, those kind of things. So those are the kind of messages that's beyond the entertainment, you know, the spirit that they brought to Lagos. They also had a lot of beautiful messages that also cautioned people at that time. So, I mean, when you listen to most of their songs, you will hear, I mean, Olowo Gbaya Ole, you know, kind of thing.
All right,
so there's a lot of things like that.
So if let's look at the peculiarity of Highlife music now. You know, every genre there's a feeling that comes with it. For you, what is that whenever you listen to Highlife music? And then let's also look at how it has evolved over the years. Now, you have talked about the oldies. You have some youngsters who are also doing it now. So let's look at it. Oh,
that's a beautiful, brilliant question. When you look at Highlife, for me, I'm passionate about Highlife maybe because my dad called it he used to call it his first love. And I always wondered that this man, first love, how? You have your wife now, what joy is first love? But you find out that for me, the moral values that I got and I imbibed from the culture of Highlife music is something I will take home any day, anytime. Because, of course, those songs, they also had a very strong impact in my life and in my growing up. Because I don't listen to music and just listen to it. I listen to the lyrics and use the artist as pointer to what happened in the past. So they are talking about what they experienced. So we have to caution ourselves for the future. That's what it's like. So for the younger ones, we have a lot of them doing Highlife, like Flavor is doing Highlife, and you can see the way he has changed it. Yeah. You know, it's like a kind of mutation to meet the time that we are in. He has to blend some fast tempo and all this kind of thing. So, you know, among the new generation, they're also doing very well. I mean, there are some songs also, some of them do Highlife without even knowing they are doing Highlife. You know, that's the thing about Highlife, the peculiarity of Highlife. A brand like I think, what's the name now? Brimo. No, Brackets. That group, yes, they do Highlife too. You know, so quite a few of them, they do Highlife variants. And I mean, they've taken it to another level, which is quite encouraging because, of course, they can't leave it the way it used to be. They did it in those days. So they have to include and put some things to attract their own generation.
But some argue that, you know, having infused maybe like Afrobeat into Highlife, that they have taken away the originality of the music.
You said the funny thing about Highlife is that it's in every kind of music, even in Juju music. You feel Highlife. In Fuji music, you feel Highlife. So it's the originality. Every music genre has its own peculiarity. When you, I mean, as a music person, when you listen to this song, you know this is Afrobeat. You know that this is, okay, I think we have two Afrobeats. We have Afrobeat and Afrobeat. So we have, you know, when you listen to it as a real music person, you know which genre is being played at any point in time.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned juju music. You know, high life music and juju seems to have a similarity. Or sometimes, you know, they infuse, and like you said, some musicians don't even know that they're doing high life. So what's the link between high life and, of course, juju?
There's a thin line, I would say. I think for me, I haven't understood the pattern. I think, of course, juju music is a more of praise singing than high life. High life is just for, you sit somewhere,
Talks about the society,
you
talks about culture.
get entertained, you listen to good music, you see the showmanship and all this kind of thing. But for juju music, it's more of a praise singing. Then when you talk about the pattern of a play, more of a, high life has more of a horns. That's the horns instruments. You hardly find that in juju music, but though a lot of that's where that's where the thin line now comes. A lot of juju musicians are using horn. The same with Fuji musicians. So that's the thin line between juju and but if you want to really know who is playing juju and whatever, it's more of praise songs. Okay. That's what juju really is all about.
Okay, since the likes of Bobby Benson, I think Victor Laya was about the last of the pack that left us out of all the group of pure and core high life musicians of the past. Even before he died, you know, we're beginning to see a decline in pure high life music. What was the cause of it?
Well, the decline of high life started even in the 70s during the war. That's the Civil War.
The decline in the 70s?
Yes, the decline really started. That's when most of the practitioners all left Lagos. You know, the Rex Lawson of this world, all of them, they went back to their base. You understand? So that's when juju came into the society, you know, so that's when it really started declining. Then also most of the practitioners started dying. Most of them, they died at very young age. Some of them in their 30s, in their 40s and all that. So we lost some of the practitioners. Then again, high life is not for a lazy person.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
If you've been able to see a high life band, it's not easy to manage a high life band. You can see like 20, or you can see 20 band. You can see 14, 15. It's not so easy to manage such a band, you know. So I think basically the decline started with the practitioners dying, the ability to manage a real correct high life band, then also the base of play. Most of these high life bands, they have where they are. I mean, Bobby Benson had his base, Victor Laya had his base, you know, a whole lot of them had where they were playing. So most of those places started being converted to churches. You know, and you know, a lot of things. So those are the kind of things that actually killed that music genre, but not in entirety.
Not in its entirety.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, we had the regional high life musicians such as Osita Osadebe, Oliver de Cork, Victor Waifo, who brought in, the regional touch into high life music. So how did high life now take on different flavors? You know, when we're talking about the evolution of high life, how did it take on different flavors in high life music?
And well, as a okay, just like it's a music genre. The Eastern people, there's a way they do their high life.
I think it was because many people had to now go back to their base, so they had to form their
exactly.
Yeah.
So the Eastern, when you listen to Rex Lawson kind of high life, it's different from what you are hearing Victor Laya doing. When you listen to Crossdale Juba, Crossdale Juba is from Ondo State. You will feel the touch of his dialect inside that music. So everybody had their own concepts and their own way of composition. When you listen to Adeolu Akisonya's kind of Highlife, you will see a total distinction from his own Highlife and even Victor Olaya's own. The same with Eddie Okonsa. So everybody had their own touch and their own kind of way they played their kind of Highlife.
Okay, when you look at, we're talking about Highlife now, evolution of Highlife and Lagos. Now, when you look at the culture and the setting of Lagos and how it embraced Highlife back in the days compared to now.
In those days of old, I mean, I was not born then, but what I had and what I've seen on the few videos that we have here and there, it was something a lot of the elders, they appreciated. It was, I mean, it was like food to most of the elders of old.
Music is food to the soul.
Yeah, it was like food to most of them. A lot of them, they almost like worship most of those big names that we hear today, because I mean, the music was something. I mean, it was totally different from. I mean, I can't really explain it in clear terms to you in the sense that maybe you may not really understand that kind of brand of music, but it was something different to the generation of old. They appreciated it, they loved it, they get inspired by most of the composition, like I also said. You know, so it was something to behold and to cherish.
Did you have a favorite when we look at the oldies?
Sometimes I try not to be biased, though.
Or maybe like two or
Especially
three.
when we heard Victor calling on Bimbo, Bimbo, Bimbo.
I try not to be biased, because the reason why I'm trying to avoid that is because I'm swimming not only around Highlife music, but different kind of music, you know. But if I would say, maybe their songs, maybe not the artists really.
Their songs,
I like
I
like Victor Olaya's songs. I like Tunji Oyelana plays folk music, but sometimes you feel a bit of Highlife in his songs. Jimmy Sholanke, Bobby Benson, Rex Lawson, Osadebe. Even though you don't understand the language, you will just, I mean, you just go into that trance and really appreciate what they are, you know, bringing out and all that. You even see someone like Balamila too. He's from the north. He also played Highlife. You know, you just appreciate music for the compositions and all that.
And producer, can we increase that? I think that slogan has been known ever since Lagos was created, and you know, Lagos known to be a city of entertainment, city of enjoyment. You know, how did social gatherings, nightclubs, bands in general, how did it shape, you know, high life music in Lagos?
Like I earlier said, most of the practitioners had their base where they play music. The likes of Victor Olaya. You know, there is something about Lagos and music. Music is one of the things that has shaped Lagos. There's no way we can take or separate music from Lagos. You know, and most of these practitioners, too, especially the oldies, they've also done so much to bring Lagos to the limelight. You know, you see the likes of Victor Olaya. A lot of people from all over the world will converge in Olaya's place. That's the Stadium Hotel.
Stadium Hotel.
In those days too, in the 50s, a lot of people. When we're talking about people, we're not talking about Kwekwe people. We're talking about elites, who is who. They will converge. Yes, in Caban Bamboo, where Bobby Benson was playing. So you can see the way Lagos brought people to, the music brought people to Lagos to feel, the real Lagos social life. And in those days, life was easy. You can move at any time without being harassed, So it was so smooth. It was a smooth ride. Like my dad would tell me that when they go in the evening, the next morning they resume in the office.
From the venue.
He used to call. He calls Kabambambu his last bus stop. After going round, he will go round. He will go to Western Hotel. There's a place they call Western Hotel. That's
where is that?
Where Adeolu Akinloye was playing.
Okay.
So you go round. You go to Kakadu. The Kakadu. That's where we had. We call the man. Isi Arize and the likes of them, they were playing at Kakadu, so you just keep going. Then you now stop at the last bus stop.
Okay, you've talked a lot about your father, and of course, being also a Highlife lover. Did you ever attend any performance, and what was your experience like?
I put up Highlife gigs, not even just attending.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, with the support of Lagos State Government, we've done a lot of events.
We've done. That means you don't do that anymore.
No, we've done. We are still going to do. We are working on a program very soon. We've done a lot of events. We've done Ariye Eko, we've done Faji Agbe Eko, where you have these practitioners. Thank God for the states. For their encouragements. We've been able to package very good events that have also promoted these musicians. I remember when we did something for the Victor Olaya, thanks to the Lagos State Government, they promoted him, and because of that, a lot of people got to know about him. And that was when Two-Face did the collaboration with him. So such things, once we continue doing a lot of things like that for even the few that are still alive and bringing the few that the old and the young together, it keeps the music evergreen. So that's what we've been doing. So it's been very lovely to have the old, the new converge in a place and watch all of them play on the same stage. We've done a lot of that. We also did something for Dele Ojo, where we had Simi come with Brimo. They performed together, so it's been fun all the way. And we are happy in Evergreen that we've been able to also promote the culture, not only of Lagos, but also preserve the music of yesteryears.
All right, with contemporary artists keeping the Highlife tradition alive, what more would you like to see, to ensure that this genre does not go out of extinction?
The ball is in our court, all of us. It's not only about me now, it's about us. And it's about, us encouraging the younger ones to do music that will stand the test of time. If your music does not stand the test of time, it fades away. Nobody's talking about you today. We are listening to Victor Olaya's music today, Ilule. I'm sure you know that song. And the society has even lay than it used to be. Yes. So when you listen to songs like that, you encourage the younger ones coming to do songs that can stand the test of time, and in the years to come, we'll sit like this and we'll also listen to the same song and talk about the artist.
Okay, I like the fact that Highlife music, is timeless. With reference to this song you just mentioned, Ilule Gosowolode. And I know that you are also a preserver of Highlife music. What made you, be a Highlife enthusiast? What really, put your heart aside from your father?
Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay. Well, for me, it's not only about high life, it's about good music. And because of my dad's whatever, people see me too as a high lifer. Even though my...
a musician too?
No, he was not a musician, but he promoted a lot of musicians. So, you see, when I did my final year projects in UI, I had to write about high life music.
Hey, now you're talking.
I wrote about it, and that also drew me very close to most of the practitioners. I had to travel. I went to Benin to see the Victor Iwaifo. I went to, a lot of them, I interviewed a lot of them before they passed on. Someone like Orlando Julius, a lot of them. And I was able to understand what the music was all about and understand the feelings the practitioners themselves had inside them. You find out that most of the songs that we listen to are experiences, that most of them, most of their live experiences that they are giving to us free of charge and they are putting up to our face, so such things. So for me, I think High Life has just, it has been with me since birth. From, you said I should not mention my birth, but I'll try and from him to school, then to today, where you have to also continue to help to appreciate most of these icons and sometimes give them what we call last supper. Because if you don't celebrate them, you don't recognize them, a whole lot of them just die miserably. And we have been feeling that, we have been seeing it, and you look at sometimes on screen, you look at people that, this man did a lot for Nigeria, but he died miserably. I remember the days of old when they said the Baba Kokoro. I don't know if you know.
Visually impaired.
Yeah. That was something we could have curated. He was blind, but he was moving around the street of Lagos with his tambourine, and he was giving us good music. But so in this part of our climb, we must look deeper and start appreciating people that do music for the music that will stand the test of time.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. As a music lover and of course High Life, how would you group Fela's music?
Fela is Afrobeat without the S. Afrobeat. Pure.
but because his music is also very timeless.
Yes, and also it started with a High Life. Like that's where we call it Kula Lobito era.
Yeah.
So that's where it started with. But later, because of the kind of person he became, so he now went to Afrobeat without the S.
Okay. All right. This is my final question for you because listening to you speak, these songs are timeless and they have messages that are still relevant to today. Now, generally, not just looking at only High Life, when you look at the kind of I call them artists that we have today, and you look at the kind of messages they put out, the lyrics, what message do you have for them, Because some songs that we listen to cannot stand the test of time because they have no message.
Many songs now.
Okay, so what changes would you like to see in the music industry?
You see, most of the things that you are experiencing is because they didn't pass through any mentorship. And you ask yourself, why am I doing music? Is it for money? Is it for passion?
Or for fame?
Is it for fame? Yeah. But when you look at today's generation, a lot of them just went into music because there's no other means of livelihood. A lot of them also do it because of passion. But who is your mentor? A lot of them just put it into writing. This person is my mentor. This person is my mentor. Did you mentor under the person, or you just look at him from outside and you appreciate his music or whatever? The fact that today's generation, few of them, very few, they have music that will stand the test of time. And I keep telling people that when you look at someone like Simi's jam question, as interesting as it seems, years to come, we'll be talking about jazz music and be referring to, Mommy, what is jam question? She has what? She has preserved a name that a lot of us pass through. That's Jam. You understand? So, and she used it to make music. So, and few of them too, they do some other songs too that will stand the test of time. They are very few. But we can only continue to encourage them. The society has gotten to a level that even in the, what do they call it, parties, people just dance away. They don't listen to lyrics. In fact, sometimes when some people now go home and they hear the lyrics, they say, you can see Mojo singing. Oh my God, that's, I mean, they didn't know, you understand? So it's all about beats for them. Today's generation is all about beats. But few of them have very good songs, good lyrics too, but just very few of them.
So in today's music scene dominated by Afrobeats, do you still think Highlife has a place?
You see, Highlife, like I said, is not for everybody. It's for selected few, and it's for matured minds. Highlife has a place, and it is a very expensive kind of music. It has its own crowd, it has its own audience, it has the kind of people that would easily appreciate that kind of music. Today's generation, the Afrobeat thing, Afrobeats with the heads now, became widespread because there were no other music that was competing.
Since Fela died.
No, you can't compare their song to Fela's. What they are doing is not Fela's kind of music. They are hiding under the.
Fela.
No, you can't say they are playing Fela's kind of music. Fela is an institution. These guys are just entertaining us, and they are doing well. I mean, one of the things that I can't take away from them is opening Nigeria as a country. To be able to be seen and appreciated musically, we must give that to them. Most of today's generation also, they are playing music with international brands. We must give that to them. But what is now left is the message in their songs. If that can also be incorporated along the line, that's okay, most of these songs they are singing today has very good message, then we are good. Very, very good. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Bimbo Esho, MD Evergreen Music, taking us through Highlife music, the evolution of Highlife music and Lagos. Interesting conversation, nostalgic moments were had. Thank you so much for your time on the conversation.
You're most welcome.
All right, the show continues after this. Stay with us.